Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today's video I'm going to be doing a breakdown on Walsall's season so far in League 2 for the 2024-25 campaign. It's been an outstanding campaign for the Sadler'S so far. We're top of the league, 12 points clear. So I'm going to go through what's gone really well for Walsall this season in terms of results, breaking down the tactics, and just overall what's going right at Walsall and what Matt Sadler has got spot on this season. Obviously, he's been rewarded with a new contract to 2028, and he's doing an outstanding job. Massive credit has to go to Matt Sadler and his staff. Really got it spot on this season in terms of recruitment, the way we're playing football, dominating games, so consistent as well. We'll get straight into the video and break down what's going right at Walsall so far this season. And the league table doesn't lie for Walsall's dominance in League 2 so far this season. Walsall sit 12 points clear at the top of League 2 on 55 points. If you just look across 3 defeats all season, just shows the consistency of Walsall this season. If you go through them defeats as well, 2 away defeats. One was at Tranmere, 1-0, where we should have definitely got something out of that game. MK Dons, we fell to another narrow defeat in that one, 1-0. And then we had that freak result on the 1st of October at home to Fleetwood Town, 6-2 defeat at home. But ever since then, we've been flawless, really. We're 17 games unbeaten, haven't suffered a defeat in the league since that defeat against Fleetwood on the 1st of October. So unbeaten since then. And we're just, we've kept on going in terms of results, ticking off the wins, getting, valuable points on the board, and momentum's been on our side. 8 wins in a row, which were completed yesterday. Obviously, we want to hopefully make that more, which no doubt the team well in terms of the mentality. We'll talk about that later. But 8 wins in a row, new club record, and it just shows you everything about this football club at the moment. Everything's going in the right direction, and it's a credit. And we deserve our top spot in the league. I think in terms of quality this season compared to last season of the league, I think it's poor. The qualities probably took a little bit of a dip, but that's no disrespect to us as Walsall. I think we've been a top quality side this season, played some really good football, with different type of wins as well. We go on the road in a battling performance, and then at home, putting some really good convincing performance, and it's brilliant to see. That's a good sign of a really good side. Obviously, I mentioned about that defeat at home to Fleetwood on the 1st of October earlier. And, ever since then, you look through the results. I think it's just one defeat in all competitions, and in the league, we're unbeaten since then. And what was massive was this game here at Chesterfield away. We probably should have gone on to win that game. But, a defeat like that, a team could crumble. But we showed massive character to go away to a good side in Chesterfield. And, we took the lead twice in that game. And, just show, like I mentioned before, the mentality of the team. They want to play for this football club. They want to get us results. They want to ultimately get us out of this league, which is brilliant to see as a fan, as I go to watch Walsall up and down the country. We've finally got a team to be proud of, and one saying that, I'm confident we should do well this season. Some brilliant results in there. We really hit good momentum in mid-October, getting some really good results. That 4-1 win at Grimsby, one of the best away games of the season, personally. And then some decent points in there. Crewe at home. Obviously, that was a close game. Obviously, Crewe second in the league. Got a point out of that game, a late equaliser. And then, we go later into the month, November. Brilliant win on the road at Wimbledon. And then December is where we've hit some real good form. Literally haven't lost a game. That win at Notts County at home. Brilliant game of football. Two really good sides. And obviously, we played a really good game on New Year's Day, later down. Obviously, on New Year's Day, that was a brilliant game. 2-1 win away at Notts County. This one against local rivals Port Vale, obviously sent us top of the league. Obviously, tough conditions in obviously in terms of the weather, but Walsall battled through. Jamil Matt getting the goal, and a massive win for Walsall in terms of the league table so far. Obviously, we've progressed into the next round of the EFL trophy. I hope to, go far on that trophy, because it's a really good opportunity of winning, a trophy at the end of the day. And we've got the squad to do it. We'll talk about the squad depth later. Some good clean sheets here. This was a massive one. Obviously, we've won 8 games in a row, but in this run, we've kept 5 clean sheets in a row. And I say defenses win your titles, and that's looking, the statement's looking likely at the moment. Massive clean sheets away at Port Vale, then a couple of massive clean sheets at home, 2-0 wins, getting goals. Some really important goals with Nathan Lowe scoring a brace at Newport at home. Doncaster was a brilliant game of football, I thought. Two decent sides on Boxing Day, and things are just looking up for Walsall at the moment. Break it down, and in terms of the way we set up and tactics we implement in the game. First, we go through each of the players. Really, obviously, a few of these players can change throughout the season, but Tommy Simpkin been our number one this season on loan from Stoke. I believe he's kept 11 clean sheets in the league so far this season, which is the most in League Two, and he's really grown in confidence. Obviously, he's a little bit shaky when he first come in, but now really more confident in between the sticks. And to be honest with you, in most games, doesn't really get troubled because the defensive unit in front of him really do his work. But whenever he gets called upon in terms of shots, has made some decent saves so far this season. Then the back three, I think, he's excellent. Tyler Allen, Harry Williams, David Cagbo. I think it's the perfect balance in the back three. Tyler Allen, obviously, more of the advanced centre back, so I think he gets involved in terms of our attacking play, and obviously displays in terms of his stats so far this season: 5 goals and 6 assists, which is outstanding numbers for a centre back. And ever since I think it was midway through last season, he got converted into a left centre back. He looks an outstanding player, and I think he's a massive player in terms of the way we played, left-footed on that left centre-back role, has really transformed us as a team. Harry Williams, I think, is a massive player for us as well in the central centre-back role. Obviously, Priestley Folkeson started the season, got injured, but he's really stepped in. I think he's one of the first names on the team sheet. I think he's that key in that central centre-back role. That no-nonsense centre-back that you need. I think his positional work is brilliant. Reads the game so well. He's always there to put a block in, put his foot in where it hurts, put his head where it hurts as well. The amount of headers he wins is one of, last season, even a few seasons before that, we've really lacked a defender with some aerial presence. We have now got it with Harry Williams, and he's really another player that's transformed our backline. And then David Cagbo, obviously re-signed him in the summer from Stoke, obviously on loan with us last season from Stoke, and he's rejected a new deal there to come to Walsall to get more game time, and it's really working out for him and has really improved as a player. I think he's really grown in confidence. You can see it in his performances. A few times even early in the season, a little bit shaky, but now he's a really solid centre back, really reliable. Gets them blocks in, and he plays some decent passes down this channel here in the right flank for Connor Barrett. Moving further forward, let's go to the wing backs. Connor Barrett, Liam Gordon, really important in terms of Walsall in the way we go forward and defensively. Connor Barrett's been an excellent addition from AFC Fold, one of the best signings in League Two, I believe, this season in terms of what he's brought into that right wing back role. We were really weak there last season. It was our position that we needed to sign. I think he was the first player through the door in the summer, and he's really transformed that position. 6 assists so far this season. The output down that right-hand flank and the quality is exceptional. And, still a young player. I think he's got a really high ceiling. Liam Gordon, reliable as always. He's been with us now. I think it's 3 seasons. He's out contracting in the summer. So, like a few of these players, which I'll speak about later, he needs a new deal. But another player up and down that flank, full of energy, athletic, and his final ball in recent weeks and recent months is really improving game by game. Yesterday twisted Cameron Norman inside out to put a brilliant ball into the box, and reliable as always. Was my player this season, last season, and he's brought it into this season. Midfield 3, obviously McKenty coming yesterday, but it's been Charlie Lakin majority of the season. But when I go into more of the tactical analysis, it's pretty much the same. He's just took over that role. Start with this man, Ryan Sturck. What a player. I think he's so good on the ball and then out of possession. I think everything that comes good through Walsall comes through this man. The way he reads the play, the way he plays football is just so good to watch. So a lot of his stuff goes unnoticed in terms of getting to the positions at the right time. Comes up here in your football brain, most of it, and he's got it. I think his passing ranges as well. the little short passes he can play back to Taylor Allen, which allows him to step forward. Really helps us as a team. Recycles the ball really well, but he's also got the intelligence to play a lot of switch passes out to the wide areas, which we've really had a lot of joy down these flanks this season. Excellent player, and we've got to time down on a new deal because I think he's one of the best centre defensive midfielders in the league. Exceptional player. Jamie Jellis, what a player. I've said it about every player, but he's so good. I think his energy and he's so tenacious in the way he plays. It's what you want to see in the football, and he's got that quality in the final third. He's not erratic. I think he's pure quality in terms of footballing. You just look through some of his goal catalogues this season. Grimsby away, Bolton at home, some brilliant strikes now, and ultimately a brilliant player as well. And hope to keep him for a few seasons because I think he's got a big future ahead of him. Brilliant signing from Tamworth last season, and I think he's going to really work his way up the leagues. And I think it's a brilliant story behind him getting himself back into professional football. Oisin McKenty, obviously, I'll talk about Charlie Lakin first. I think he's been brilliant this season. I think he's a real key cog in terms of how we play. But Oisin McKenty, I think, does the job as well, even not better personally. I think he's such a battler in the midfield, that physical presence. He plays on the edge, which you need when you play football. Like I said, that aerial presence, but he's also got the quality. He doesn't let any 50-50 ball go down. And I think the main part of our team is this midfield three. I think it's so balanced. Obviously, we had Isaac Hutchinson in there last season. I thought he was a good player, but this season we've got more of a balance and we're getting more goals, which I think we're the highest scoring team in the league, and it comes through the balance. Obviously, the way Matt Sadler wants to play with his high pressing, high energy, all of these players can do it, but they can also contribute going forward, which has really helped us kick on as a team. And that midfield three, vital in terms of the way we play. And then we go on to the front two. Talk about Jamil Matt, obviously his vice captain, but been the captain most of the season, as Daniels hasn't been getting to the starting 11. And is that vocal point we need up front, experienced head as well. You can see he's a real leader. Players go towards him for advice, information. And you've got to have the experience in the squad. And, he definitely brings that. And he's been, a really good player for us so far this season, I think. He's really kicked on in the last few weeks as well. Obviously, it's turn of the new year, 3 goals in 2 games. And, I thought he was excellent yesterday against Tranmere. He was brilliant when he come on for his cameo. Substitute cameo away at Notts County really had an impact on the team, and he's another player that plays a big part. Obviously, he's a big presence up front, holds up the play, gets others into play. He's a nuisance to play against. You can see when opposition come up against him, there's always 2 men around him, which also opens up spaces for your likes of Jealous to run in behind. Nathan Lowe drops in. He's a big part and a great leader in the dressing room. Then we talk about this man, Nathan Lowe. Best player in League Two, I think, this season, and the best striker. I think he's outstanding. I think he's a step above this level. Very lucky to have him. I think he's got a really high ceiling. I think the way he plays football is a joy to watch. A pure quality player, and just he's not like a system player. He's pure talent, and like I said, he's an unreal talent. 15 goals this season and 5 assists. And when he's not chipping in terms of them stats, he has a massive impact on the game in terms of his energy. Yesterday when Tranmere went down to 10 men, last 20 minutes, he really kicked it on into gear, just because of his fitness, really. He's such a good player. And some of the goals, he scores so many different types of goals. He can score, goals here in the box, edge of the box. That Newport strike was outstanding. Headers, volleys, he's got it all. And I think he's got it all to be a real top player. And this team, such a balanced team. Obviously, we're going to a bit more tactical, heavy play going forward defensively, but just to mention, really balanced so far this season. This is the shape really we have when pressing teams. As you can see, we get really high up the pitch. We look at these centre mids really play a big part. Like I said earlier, the balance in that midfield this season is excellent, but we also play with high pressing, and it's down to these midfielders. They occupy these spaces here, which help out when the ball travels over here. We could create, overloads when we're pressing, which is massive. We like to pick the ball up in the final third. I think we're second highest in terms of interceptions and, picking up the ball in the final third, which is down to our press, play with high intensity. And, a lot of it is through these centre midfielders that really occupy these spaces in here. Wing backs get really high when we're pressing, and it's really good to see. Obviously, when Trevella put out that statement a couple of seasons ago, obviously one of their key aspects was to see a high pressing team. We definitely see players get involved, even the centre backs really high up on the halfway line, really pushing and, forcing triggers to really pinch that ball in the final third and then really be lethal in front of goal, which we have been this season, so clinical and, really take some high, creating chances. In terms of the way we play football, we're a very direct side. Obviously, gets talked about a lot nowadays in terms of the modern day game, how much possession teams keep, which, to be honest with you, it's good if you can keep possession and get results, but, you've got to work what you've got, and Walsall really have done that this season. Massive credit to Matt Sadler, a very direct side. If you look at the average possession, I think we're 23rd in the league, and it just shows top of the league. We're so effective when we get the ball. We try and look for, obviously, Jamil Matt in terms of our target man, and then we try and work around him. Obviously, Jamie Jellis really pushes forward. Connor Barrett gets really high. Matt loves that ball out to Barrett, which allows him to run forward with the ball, and then we overload the box here. Obviously, Jellis works as that third man runner, which is really good. Really getting into that box. That's where you're going to really create some really good chances. And, when you're passing the ball around here, obviously, if you've got the players to do it and really create an opening, then, to break the lines, it's good. But Walsall, a really effective team, and it's good to see. And I think a massive part, I keep saying it, is Ryan Stirk. Obviously, when these midfielders, wing backs get really high up the pitch, Stirk obviously acts, even Tyler Allen. Obviously, we've seen that the goals and assists he's got this season. He gets really high. We like to create these triangles here between Lowe, Allen, Gordon. Other side, we got Matt Jellis, Barrett. Really work them triangles, and it's really effective way of playing football. Can't defend it when you're playing 1-2 touch football, and we really do that well. But Ryan Stirk, Williams, and Kagbu, really acts as this triangle here then to really protect us, to prevent any counter-attacks really happening. And then, this man, when he gets on the ball as well, when this man gets on the ball, really creates openings because he drops in here, Nathan Lowe, which creates a chance then for Tyler Allen to pick the ball up here on the edge of the box, which he loves this position here, whips the ball into the box. Obviously, the goal come off a free kick yesterday, but exactly happened yesterday against Tranmere. Allen picked up the ball in this area, back post, Jamil Matt, goal. Or obviously, Nathan Lowe spins off then, gets into the box, and he creates so many chances. We're very effective in the way we play, and, we've got to do that in terms of, where we are in the league. We've deserved to be top of the league, the most consistent team, I believe, in this season. I've seen pretty much every team in the league so far this season. I think we play the best. I think we play some of the most effective football in the league. I think we're the most well-drilled team, well-organised. Pressing, I think, is one of the best I've seen in this league in a very long time. High intensity. We've got players who can, fitness-wise, can go forever. And I think that's a real change in philosophy in terms of the way we play. Seasons gone by, we start to fatigue after 60 minutes. These lads look like they can keep going forever, really. And it's so good to see. Very athletic side, but one that's very well drilled with a lot of quality. And Walsall being top of the league, we're probably doing it with one of the most youngest in terms of average age this season. Look at the team yesterday, average age of 23 years old, really. And, look for the blend of the team. We've got some real good blended players in terms of profile, age. I think we've got a very good philosophy at Walsall now, really work in terms of recruitment. Like I said, the blend of players in the squad really helps us in how we perform this season. You go through some of the players. Obviously, we've got the experience of Jamil Matt, 34 years old, and then you've got the likes of, Albert Adama you can bring on to really either go and add a bit of quality to go and win the game. Watch Nathan Lowe's goal yesterday. Outstanding run, gets to the byline. Such a trademark move that Albert Adama does. The likes of Danny Johnson, 32 years old, Brandon Comley, Donovan Daniels provide you with that experience. But we've got so many good young lads as well. We've got the likes of Harry Williams, brought through non-league, David Kagbu, 20 years old, Connor Barrett, like I've mentioned before, high ceiling. Then we've got players entering, and obviously Nathan Lowe, 19 years old. Got players entering, their peak years now. Tyler Allen, Jamie Jellis, 24, Ryan Sturt, 24, Oisin McKenzie, 24, Liam Gordon, 24. So, like I said, we've got a real good blend of players. Go down to the bench as well. The squad depth for this season is outstanding. When you can bring on the likes of Danny Johnson, Brandon Comley, Donovan Daniels, Albert Dharma, Charlie Lakin off the bench. The players we've got injured as well. Jack Earing, Priestley Farquharson, George Hall. Obviously, Josh Gordon's been out for a bit. The squad depth for this season is brilliant. We've got some other young lads coming through. Evan Weir probably feel harsh didn't play yesterday. He was outstanding at Notts County. Obviously, the goal line clearance and then the 2 assists as well. That second assist, outstanding ball. And, we've got that connectionship with Drawder. Everything looking up for Walsall at the moment. Obviously, we've got Rico Brown as well. Another good young player, Ronan Meyer. Like I said, we've got the perfect blend and it's really paying off this season. Obviously, it's took a couple of seasons, obviously working on last season in terms of recruitment from the summer. We brought the likes of Ryan Sturk in. Obviously, Jellis coming in January. Harry Williams, what a pickup he's been from non-league. I think that's a massive thing with Walsall. We've really used our local links and, the non-league really well. Tommy Simkin was at Solihull Moors last season on loan and from Stoke. Also got that, connectionship with Stoke, with Simkin and Lowe on loan from there. David Kagbu was obviously with Stoke. Obviously, Douglas Jantan is still at the club out and loan at Drawder. Has had a spell at Stoke. Back to the non-league route. You've got the likes of Tyler Allen, who's come through non-league. He's played for the likes of Nuneaton, Leamington, Romulus, and obviously went to Forest Green. Got the experience there. He's come to Walsall. Obviously, it took a few years, couple seasons, I would say, to get into the squad or the starting 11 regularly. But ever since he's gone to that left centre-back role, such a good player. And then back into non-league, Harry Williams, obviously we signed him from Alvechurch. What a player. I think we've got to time down on a new deal because, he's out of contract in the summer. There's definitely going to be interest with some of these players. Obviously, we've seen it. Obviously, Jellis and Williams have been the notable ones who have had interest apparently. According to the rumours, got to try and tie a few of these down. I believe Williams, Sturk, Jellis, Gordon and McKenzie out of contract. I'd tie all them down on new long-term deals. And, go back to the non-leagues. Ryan Sturk had a loan spell at Bromley before joining us. Jamie Jellis, obviously, that Tamworth story. He's playing at step 3 or step 4 before that. The rise is outstanding, really. Obviously, Connor Barrett on loan was obviously signing from AFC Ford. So, the recruitment has been spot on in terms of the summer. I can't lie, when I did my predictions, I was a little bit worried. But, it's really paid off, the patience that we've given to Matt Sadler as well. And, we've, got the reward and we're top of the league so far this season. And Matt Sadler deserves some praise this season. I think he's done an outstanding job. Obviously, was in charge of us last season. And obviously, we had some rough moments and rough patches through that. I remember Alfreton away in the FA Cup second round. And obviously, he could have, obviously got sacked then. But Walsall really stuck. And obviously, I remember a few quotes coming out that the best period at this football club has been when we, sustainability and there's been a clear planning process. And obviously, I couldn't see it then. But, ever since the turn of last year, 2024, Walsall Football Club has really kicked on. And it's to credit to everyone, including Matt Sadler. Like I said, it took time, but, the identity, the way we play now, the ideas and the philosophies really, showing on the pitch. We dominate games, obviously very direct side. It really works for us, high pressing. And, one thing I can say proudly now as a Walsall fan, there's a team out there that represents us. as fans. One that we're proud of. They give everything for the shirt every week, and one full of quality. You know, I can go through all them tactic boards I've done before, but it all comes down to the personalities that you're recruiting. You know, one bad egg in the dressing room can really disrupt your season. And what Matt Sadler does really well, he recruits obviously in terms of quality, but you know, he likes to bring in good people, and you can definitely see that in terms of the way they play, the mentality, the way they engage with the fans. Got us believing, and got us a team to be proud of, and he's doing an outstanding job. Obviously, been rewarded with a new contract. Obviously, this week until 2020, and he thoroughly deserves. Obviously, there's been a little bit of interest apparently, but deserves that contract, and you know, hopefully keep moving on up, and keep working on it, and hopefully we're a League One team next season. Obviously, things can change around in football very quickly, but Walsall have put ourselves in the best, the best possible position that we can at the moment. 12 points clear at the top of League Two. We've got a couple of games now, and then a couple of teams. Obviously, got to go and win them games, but Walsall, momentum's on our side. And at the moment, I can't see any team catching us. You know, if you go look at Matt Sadler, 49% win percentage at Walsall is outstanding. 44 wins out of 89 games. You've got out on an average, basically 2 points per game average. And, look at I saw something on Twitter, I think it was expected points by the end of the season. I think it's well over 100 points, which would actually break a record in terms of the most points in a league from any team since it was rebranded League Two. So that'll be massive. Obviously, just want to get out of this league because it's been a long time overdue. We're a League One side, but we've finally got it spot on now. You can see on the football club, on and off the field, got Ben Sadler as the CEO, doing brilliant work. Matt Sadler, the manager, young manager, up and coming. Good times are on our way, I believe, and hopefully keep working on it and keep building, and to sustain us as a football club, and keep the good times coming back to Walsall, good moments on and off the field. So yeah, there we go. I've done a breakdown on Walsall's outstanding season so far. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the video and Walsall's season so far. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.